Hello everyone, I am Johnard G. Fiel. Welcome back to JKTITZ channel. If you are new to my channel, just click the subscribe button and also hit the notification bell icon so you won't miss my next uploads. You may use this presentation as a reference for your Quarter 1 Module 4. Always remember the given general instructions. You are expected to complete the activities of your self-learning material within 2 weeks. Please do not leave out any activity incomplete. Should you need clarifications, please feel free to contact your teacher using the contact details in your envelope. Thank you and keep safe always. You have learned in your Module 3 the evidences of plate movements, namely, continental drift theory, seafloor spreading theory and magnetic reversal. Continental drift theory was discovered by Alfred Wegener. He collected 3 diverse pieces of evidences to support his theory, namely, first is geological fit, second is glaciers, and lastly fossil evidence. In his fossil evidence there were 4 species present in separate continents, namely, Mesosaurus, Cynognethus, Lystrosaurus and Glossopterus. Seafloor spreading theory was discovered by Harry Hammond Hess using a sonar or sound navigation and ranging. Magnetic reversal, also called the magnetic flip of the Earth, happens when the North Pole is transformed into the South Pole, and the South Pole becomes the North Pole. Magnetic reversal can be observed at mid-oceanic ridge. Seafloor spreading was strengthened with the discovery of the magnetic rocks near the ridge following a pattern aside from the fact that the rocks near the ridge are younger than those farther from the ridge. Now we will discuss about Earth's mechanism, but we will have first a brief discussion of it, and we will also have 5-item multiple choice test before we proceed to firm up. The idea that Earth's lithosphere is broken up into separate plates that float on the mantle is the theory of plate tectonics. Scientists believe that the motion of tectonic plates is caused by convection currents. Convection current is caused by the differences in temperature resulting to variation in density. Density is a measure of how much mass there is in a volume of a substance. Say for example, when you mix the oil and water, you can observe that oil is floating. It just means that oil is less dense than water and vice versa. Just like inside the Earth's structure, hot molten materials in a convection cell rises near the mantle while cool materials sink. To determine that you really are ready for our next lesson, we will have a short activity. Let me read the directions and all the questions. Activity number 1, do you know me? Directions, read the questions carefully. Write the letter of the correct answer on the space provided each item. 1. A convection current is caused by differences in temperature resulting to variation in blank. A. Air pressure. B. Color. C. Density. D. Mass. 2. Scientists believe that the motion of tectonic plates is caused by blank. A. Pressure in Earth's crust. B. Conveyor belts. C. Convection currents. D. Heat in the Earth's core. 3. It is a measure of how much mass there is in a volume of a substance. A. Volume. B. Temperature. C. Density. D. Mass. For hot molten materials in a convection cell rises near the blank. A. Outer core. B. Crust. C. Inner core. D. Mantle. 5. The idea that Earth's lithosphere is broken up into separate plates that float on the mantle is the theory of blank. A. Continental drift. B. Seafloor spreading. C. Tectonic movement. D. Plate tectonics. You may pause the presentation if you are not yet done answering. You may also comment your answer in the comment section below. I will be giving extra points in your written test for participation. Just comment your name, section, name of activity, number or item, and the correct answer. Sample comment is shown on the screen below. Thanks for trying your best to remember what you have learned in your previous lesson and answering the short activity. Now let's all read the objectives for this module. 1. Describe the possible causes of plate movement. 2. Recognize the process of convection current in the mantle. And 3. Construct the order of events in the mantle convection process. Now that you know what to expect, let us move to our lesson proper to firm up our knowledge. Mantle convection. The Earth's whole lithosphere is broken into several rigid sections called plates that move constantly. Do lithospheric plates move quickly or slowly? What must be the reason behind the motion of the massive lithospheric plates? Earth's mechanism deals with the forces acting on lithospheric plates to move in a particular direction. The motion is a result of thermal convection in the mantle due to the convection current formed. The mantle convection process will be further explained as you go along the module. From the previous lesson, you have learned about theory of continental drift, in which Wegener thought that the 7 continents we know today had been once a part of a supercontinent called Pangaea. It broke apart like pieces of a puzzle and moved to their present location, becoming today's continent. Can you still remember the evidence of the continental drift theory? Can you figure out these evidence that supported this theory? How about the evidence of the seafloor spreading theory? What could be the reasons why scientists rejected Wegener's idea of continental drift? In this lesson, you will learn about mantle convection and forces as a mechanism to the motion of the massive plates of the lithosphere and the development of the theory of plate tectonic. Plate tectonic theory. Plate tectonic theory was developed in 1960s, stating that the Earth's lithosphere, the crust and the upper mantle, is broken up into several pieces called plates that move slowly. It explains how the massive plates move along the different types of plate tectonic boundaries where they interact, and the geologic events and geologic features that occur at their boundaries. What makes lithospheric plates move? A convection current is a heat transfer process that involves the movement of energy from one place to another. The convection currents tend to move a fluid, gas particles, or molten rock. These are due to the differences in the densities and the temperature of a specific gas or a fluid. Due to this temperature difference, the hot fluid tends to rise as it expands, whereas cold fluid tends to sink because it contracts. Convection is one of the kinds of heat transfer, the other two are radiation and conduction. Convection current also happens in the mantle, see Figure 1. The mantle is the second inner layer of Earth, made up of mostly hot rocks and magma. It is a very hot layer because of the heat generated by the core. The source of heat from the core is due to the decay or breakdown of radioactive elements. Mantle convection is a process by which thermal convection occurs in the inner layer of the Earth. The differences in the temperature at the Earth's interior and surface cause convection currents to occur within the mantle. Lithospheric plates are the parts of the uppermost layer of the Earth, and they are flowing in an area called the asthenosphere. The asthenosphere is a soft, less rigid upper part of the mantle where the lithospheric plates float and move around. Plates move slowly and continuously when the hot, less dense material rises. The rising hot material cools down in a certain area. Hence, it becomes denser than the cool, dense material sinks that creates convection cell, with hot rising currents and cool sinking currents are regularly repeated and become a cycle. The movement of the lithospheric plate is attributed to mantle convection and considered as one of the driving mechanisms for plate motion. The lithosphere at the divergent boundary will uplift and tear apart due to the rising of hot magma. The sinking of magma pulls down the tectonic plate at a convergent boundary. Aside from mantle convection, ridge push, sliding, and slab pull are other forces that move the lithospheric plates. In the process of slab pull, the presence of a heavier subducting plate pulls down the trailing slab into the subduction zone. In a ridge push or gravitational sliding process, the old oceanic crust becomes heavier than the new oceanic crust and sinks because of the weight of the raised ridge, which pushes down the older oceanic crust towards the trench at the subduction zone. Plates move by bumping in the opposite direction and sliding past each other, resulting in making areas of volcanic activities, earthquake, and mountain formation. This time, you will be going to answer the activities provided. We will now move on to the deepen part of your module. This will serve as an assessment if you really learn from this module. Activity number 2, do you still remember me? Directions, read each item carefully. Write only the letter of the correct answer for each question on the space provided. In this activity, item number 1 asks which of the following does not describe a convection process. Is it letter A? Handle of a hot metal pot is hot? Letter B. Boiling of macaroni pasta? Letter C. A sea breeze? Or letter D. Ocean water surface is warmer? Write only the letter of the correct answer for each question on the space provided. Same goes with the rest of all items. Activity number 3, choose the right one. Directions, fill in each blank with the correct word found in the parenthesis. Write the correct answer on the space provided. In this activity, item 1 states that mantle, or crust, is a layer beneath where the less dense hot molten material rises and sinks. All you have to do is just choose one between two, mantle or crust. If the layer beneath where less dense hot molten material rises and sinks is the mantle, then write your answer mantle on the space provided. If it is crust, write crust. Same goes to all items. Now let us move on to the last part of your module. Transfer. Mini task 2, mantle convection process drawing. Directions, construct the order of events in the mantle convection process through drawing and labeling its process from first step to last step. Draw your output in the box provided below. For your reference, follow the process below. Use another sheet of bond paper if necessary. You will be rated with the following standards: accuracy, content, and organization. It is shown already in your module in page 8, the mantle convection process. First step in the process is the decomposition of radioactive elements causes heat in the interior part of the Earth. Second step in the process is heat moves to the core. Third step in the process is heat slowly rises to the mantle and creates convection current. Fourth step in the process is lithospheric plates move in the asthenosphere due to the rising and sinking of materials. Fifth, or the last step in the process is the process repeats as a cycle. All you have to do in this activity is draw the convection process by following the given mantle convection process. You also have to label the specific step in your drawing. Label it as number 1 with arrows or lines if it represents the description given in the step 1 of the mantle convection process. Label it as number 2 with arrows or lines if it represents the description given in the step 2 of the mantle convection process. Thank you for listening and watching. I hope you learned a lot from the discussion. Leave comments and suggestions in your modules or in the comments section below. Feel free to contact me during office hours if you have inquiries. God bless and stay safe.